Sometimes it's not easy to find your voice. A Window Between Worlds, for 25 years, has been at the heart of a network of transformative arts programming empowering those who've endured violent and traumatic experiences and are coping daily with those consequences. The pain is deep. The lasting effect is not easy to heal. But through creating art and community, people can feel safe, really safe. Safe in ways they have never before. Voices can be shared that have never been spoken. Dreams can be pursued that were thought impossible. In the beginning, Window Between Worlds focused mainly on domestic violence-based organizations, but we heard and continue to hear daily from our trained Windows leaders how art is like that touchstone of change, both within domestic violence recovery and beyond. So in response to our leaders' needs for even greater support and the interests of more organizations wanting to apply Windows programming, we've expanded our scope and broadened our partnerships to bring Windows to even more communities. Creating art's a catalyst for transformation. With our support and your support, those working in the field can continue to help replace violence and shame with safety and hope. That's what the art does. Art becomes a window between worlds.
I'm Rick Namias, and my simple act of kindness was harvesting this orange, which went on to feed hundreds of thousands of people. I'm a Valley boy. I was raised here in Los Angeles, and I think one thing that many of us forget is that just a few decades ago, this used to be hundreds and hundreds of acres of commercial citrus. We take for granted that you drive down a street and you can pass a dozen fruit trees, which are producing hundreds of pounds each, literally. Around the time of the recession in 2008 and 2009, as I walked around my neighborhood with my dog, I saw a great amount of fruit trees that were not being harvested. At the time, one of my closest friends was just 2 blocks away, and she had a tangerine tree and a navel orange tree, and she'd use a few of each, just because it was her and her daughter. And the idea hit me. I said, Heather, can I come over and harvest some of these oranges and get them to a food bank? That was kind of a watershed moment. I saw an opportunity to connect need with abundance. So I put an ad on Craigslist. I had about 4 replies. I had 1 person show up, and we harvested for a couple of hours and harvested 85 pounds of tangerines that first day. We drove them over to Sova, which is out in Van Nuys, which is the first food bank we fed, and they never expected to see us again. 3 or 4 weeks later, we had 50 people signed up to harvest fruit on this estate in Chatsworth, and that one day yielded 5,000 pounds of oranges that would have otherwise rotted because there was no one to take them. Food Forward is a nonprofit organization that's about 5 years old that recovers produce that would otherwise go to waste and gets it to folks in need.
We give students the opportunity to donate those meal points to people just down the street who are facing hunger. University students to donate those points. Administration takes them from their accounts, donating them directly to hunger relief nonprofits in the community.
Has a certain business model, and our program disrupts that. When the school said stop, we said, how can we change so it works for you?
Oh, and just
creating entrepreneurs with a social impact backbone on university campuses all over the country.
Students who come out of our program go into the world with a greater sense of the impact they can have personally. In the fall of 2009, when we had our first drive, we collected 350 meals. Fast forward about 5 years, and we've served 1.2 million meals across the United States.
I invite you to join us at this really exciting time and help us swipe out hunger. Thank you.
Back now on a Saturday morning with an interesting approach to helping at-risk kids better themselves as they move forward in life. A program that also incorporates wolves. I'm so intrigued.
You know, in films, books, on TV as well, oftentimes wolves are portrayed as big and bad and dangerous. Well, they're not typically thought of as therapeutic. We went to California and found a group that's changing perceptions about wolves and helping young people in the process. 50 miles north of Los Angeles, both man and wolf are getting a second chance at life.
And now that you're sitting here, it's just about feeling the wind in your face, feeling the sun in your face.
Named Wolf Connection, its founder, Teo Alfaro, says over the past 4.5 years, he's brought together these rescued animals with some of the city's toughest youth.
Well, I wanted to put in this bravado so I wouldn't get messed with anymore. And because of that, I fell into this wrong group.
I was like fighting and selling drugs, and
you got expelled.
Yeah, I got caught.
How do you use the wolves to help the kids?
These animals come from backgrounds of abuse, neglect, and abandonment, and which is the same background as the kids have. So when they connect and the youth begin listening to the animal stories, they begin identifying.
An alternative to more traditional rehabilitation programs, students here graduate from an 8-week curriculum that goes beyond behavior modification and includes emotional healing and job training.